developing conscious relationships is one of the most important things that we want to do in our life, as really our relationships show us who we are, and they also make us who we are. Because it's said that whoever we hang out with, whoever is around us, we're going to inevitably take on their qualities. So we want to make sure that the people we surround ourselves with are people who we aspire to become like, because inevitably we are taking on their qualities. So the most important thing for developing the right relationships is making sure that the values that you share are aligned. So of course you're watching this video, which means you're interested in a value-based lifestyle, and you want to make sure that other people in your life that you keep very close to you are also attempting to live a value-based lifestyle. Okay, now one of the most important things I want to mention about relationships is what I call the relationship ecosystem. This is given in the Vedic literature, the wisdom of the East, and it describes 3 types of relationships that create our ecosystem. So one is the people above us. So these are like our trusted seniors, coaches, mentors, teachers, gurus, elders, guides, like that category of people who can help us really get back on track in life, who can see both of the faults, the shortcomings that we have, the challenges that we're facing, and also the good in us, and really fan that spark of good within our hearts and try to bring out the best in us through their love and compassion. And I think a part of this is, at least for guys, I think more so than ladies, is having people you can look up to who are willing to correct you. I know I needed that as a massive part of my transformation, is falling in love with being corrected and actually having embodied people who you feel like can lovingly correct you, right? It's not that we want someone who's like, be respectful, and then calls us a piece of trash and, smacks us and whatever. And, we're supposed to follow their instruction. But rather having people in our lives who are living the ideal, who are a bit more advanced than us, who we can actually respect and look up to in their qualities, and have them be willing to call us out on our BS, to uplift us, to say, hey, this is not right. Hey, maybe you should look at this. Hey, let's talk about this. I know I've needed that. So that's the first, that I call that kind of like the source of water in an ecosystem. So it's where the water is flowing into our ecosystem. Then next is the second category, which is our trusted peers, basically our friend group, right? Who inspire us, who we can open up to, and who hopefully we're sharing common goals and values with, and who inspire us to live a life of integrity. And also who can, kind of commiserate with us sometimes, joke around, play, have fun. There's a different level of intimacy there that can be expressed, and that's also super important. Okay, so that's the second level. I like to compare that to like a lake. It's like where we gather, where the water kind of gathers and we're all together. Then the third part of the ecosystem are the sincere students and people who are younger than us, people who look up to us. I think this is inspiring to think about, because no matter who we are, there are bound to be at least a few people who look up to us in one way or another. Maybe they have or have not expressed it to us at this point, but there are people who are looking up to us in some level. So this is this category of people who give us an opportunity to serve them, right? By their sincere attempts to live a life in integrity and in alignment with their values, we can actually help uplift them and bring them to some realizations that we've had, or assist them in their projects and their transformation, and give our time, lend an ear, and serve them, basically. So that is like the outflow, right? Where the lake goes out and it flows out like a stream. And it's just the abundance. It's the natural progression of, okay, I've received, I've enjoyed with my friends, I've cultivated myself with my friends, and now that same, everything that I've received is flowing out in the best way I know possible to serve this person. So really, I think what's important is to see who are the top 3 inspiring, life-giving relationships that you have in each of these 3 categories. In the category above you, like your seniors, your mentors, gurus, coaches, teachers, who are the top 3 relationships there? In your friend kind of peer group, who are the top 3 relationships there? And as far as students or people younger than you, people who are like mentees or look up to you in some way, who are the top 3 in that category? You want all 3 because you want a healthy ecosystem. You want to be able to share your heart and laugh with friends. You want to be able to receive wisdom, receive correction, have someone transform you from your elders. And you want to also be able to serve and lend a listening ear to those who need you and who want you in their life. So to the extent that you're looking at those 3 relationships and consciously investing in them, you're going to feel satisfied in your relationships. If you're just going about your relationships, just, whatever happens, happens. And whenever we can meet up, we meet up. And whenever we spend time together, it's just casual. That's okay, but it's not going to provide anything better than a mediocre relationship or a good relationship. But if you want excellency in your relationships, you're going to have to actually really sincerely look inward and say, when's the last time I invested in these? The last thing I'll share just very briefly is called the loving exchanges. So this is how love can come into our life and also be expressed to others. So one exchange is giving and receiving gifts. So giving thoughtful gifts to others and actually receiving gifts from others. Receiving is a loving exchange because you're giving someone else the opportunity to express love. So we should accept that with the full heart, understanding we're giving someone else the opportunity to love, and that is a service also. And then getting thoughtful gifts for others is, of course, super nice and sweet, and who doesn't like a gift? Then next is giving lending your ear to someone who's revealing their heart, who's sharing their heart with you, and also expressing your heart to someone who is lending their ear, lending their time to you. So giving and sharing and receiving the heart is another loving exchange to always have flowing. And then the last is cooking sacred foods for others and receiving sacred foods from others. So cooking plant-based, loving food, it's super intuitive, but everybody loves to be fed. Everybody loves to be nourished, and love is, or really nourishment within food is expressed through the love that is infused into it. So we can experience that from our mothers cooking for us and experiencing the love and the affection that's infused into that food. And so we can give that exchange to others too. So these are 6 exchanges, right? Giving and receiving for each of them, that I want you to just see how much are you investing in your relationships with these 6 exchanges, and let me know how it goes. Strive for excellency, not just stagnancy in each of your relationships, and understand who's bringing you towards your goals, towards your values, towards what you want to be aligned with, and who's subtracting for that. Maybe you need to just let people go from your life. Maybe you need to respect them from a distance, right? Not hating them, not blaming them, just respecting them from a distance, not sharing too intimately with them. And we need to see the relationship ecosystem and who are the top 3 in each of those. So hopefully this helps you just refresh and reignite some of the love that you have. Of course, relationships is a whole universe. This is just a tiny little idea to get you started in reinvesting in this area of your life. So hope it helped, and let me know if you have any questions.